We had the final one. We're gonna do the AFC West. Chargers. They finished so strong, start off slow. They got this thing. I think they're gonna finally get it together, and they're gonna try to do it for the old man Phillip Rivers, in my opinion. I'm like, this is this is getting close to being his final curtain call. He's gonna get it done. He's gonna have to get it done real fast. But these guys have talent. They got plenty of talent, and when they're clicking on all cylinders, they are a hell of a team. But they got, like I said, no slow starts. They got to come out the gate winning. All of these. They just missed the playoffs last year. They did the same thing the year before. They've been doing it. And this time, if Phillip Rivers wants to stamp himself as probably one of the elite quarterbacks that played in his generation and whatnot, and possibly, I don't see him being a first or second ballot Hall of Famer, third or fourth down the line, as if he kind of gets a few things together, in my opinion. He has to get a couple of things. He has to get a couple of things together as far as he has to string together. This is the season where they come up with 13, 14 wins. He's got to do it because it's been a minute since he's had that. Early in his career, first couple of years or whatever, after Drew Brees leaves and stuff, and they had LaDainian Thompson and Gates and all them guys playing ball, Merriman and all them guys. It's been a long time for Rivers, and he's had some good seasons. Had some good seasons statistically wise from a personal standpoint of view, but he needs to get them W's. He needs to string together another 2 or 3 years, and he can call it a day, or at least try to do something with this. If he can do, he has the numbers. If he does something at least with this season here, he can probably cement himself as a Hall of Fame quarterback, possibly, but probably like after a while, but third, and not maybe third or fourth ballot. You know what I'm saying? But it starts with him. Gordon got to get it together. I think he came out, had a good year last year. He had over 1,100 yards and 5 touchdowns and everything. So he's gotten it together. You got Kay Allen coming up in the ranks as being a top-notch receiver, the Pro Bowler, 1393, 6 touchdowns, hell of a season last year with him. You had now you have Travis Benjamin. You got him. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with him. So with these guys, with a Travis Benjamin. So we're going to see if they can stretch this field and get some things going on. I think Antonio Gates come back for that last season. That's what they say. But we'll see what happens. Those guys can keep everything straight for Gordon. They had, like I said, pretty stout up front. So we'll see what happens, man. That's all you can see what happens. If they're good on the offense, they can score some points when they have to. Go to the defense. There's Joey Bosa. You got Joey Bosa, and then you have at defensive end, and then you have Melvin Ingram. Playing at defensive end, size of a linebacker, but playing at defensive end, 10.5 sacks last year. You got him on one side and Bosa. Now we're hearing that Bosa messed around and messed his foot up. I don't know what's gonna, how that's gonna determine certain things there. But if everything goes fine, if both those guys are there, that's their strength right there with Bosa, who had 12.5 sacks last year. So you have we got the linebacker position. You got Denzel Perryman. You have Denzel Perryman. You have what's my man's name here? Jatavius Brown. And you also have the other linebacker, Jatavius Brown, Denzel Perryman, and you have Kyle Emmanuel. So we'll see what happens, Kyle. So we'll see what happens with that situation there, with them. But they're stout. They're stout over there. You have Hayward. Who you have over here? Casey Hayward at the corner position, at 4 picks last year. So like I said, so if they can get it all together and come out the gates fast, they got to come out fast. All of this losing games by a point or 2, and you lose and you going 1-5 or 1-6, and you losing by 2 and 3 points, and then you go on a run where you run with 7 or 8 straight, or 5 or 6 or 7 games straight, and you might lose 1, and then you're out of the playoffs. You get hot, but because you've lost 1 game too many, you're out of the playoffs. That's the problem. And that's what's been getting them. I don't think they do that this year. I see them, this might be a stretch, but 12-4. I want to say 13-3, but they should, 12-4. All right, let's go to the Raiders. They got Chucky over there, so they think everything is supposed to be, we'll see what happens with, with the whole Chucky thing here and whatnot. I like Gruden to an extent, but like I said, a little overrated as a coach, in my opinion. But that's just me, though. You got Derek Carr at the quarterback position. He had to come back and, he got hurt, missed a couple of games last year. Like I said, he got that big money, and I didn't think he should have gotten it, but they gave it to him anyway because I should show him what happened after they went 12-4 in the second or third year that was. And we'll see what happens. He's a gamer. I think he's a really good quarterback. He's one of the young guns in the league. But it's going to be up to him on what they're going to happen. You got Marshawn Lynch. There's not going to be much left on that tire. I don't care what anybody say. They need to start looking for a running back. Amari Cooper had a bad season. I don't know what happened. He fell off the map. I don't know what was going on with that situation there. But if they get everything in order, they should be fine and be able to put up some points on the board with Amari Cooper doing what he does. They got Jordy Nelson. Not much left on that tire. I mean, they can try to think they can catch lightning in the bottle. He might have a quick renaissance, but they're gonna have to find somebody to play, to be that number 2 wide receiver. So we'll see what happens with that. We'll see what they end up doing with that situation there. Their defense, they lost Khalil Mack. So you got Bruce Irvin. I don't know who's going to do. I don't know who is going to replace Khalil Mack. That was completely. I guess it should be a guy by the name of Arden Key. We'll see what happens with him. He's actually a rookie, so that's probably he may have to step in and play. Bruce Irvin's going to have to step up and be the leader on that team, some way, form, or fashion. I don't know, man. Like I said, I don't see the Raiders play that often and whatnot, but Mack was the man in that. And Raiders, I don't know what the Raiders would think. That's the same thing basically going on, in my opinion, same thing going over in Pittsburgh. You take your franchise player and you just shift him aside because you don't want to pay him the money. Somebody else will pick him up and whatnot. So my thing, even with the Steelers, you don't want to pay, let him go somewhere else then. Let him go. But, but we'll see. And like I say, probably with the Raiders, I'm not going to go on them 11-5, 10-6, around that thing there. Kansas City Chiefs, their problem, they have some of the fastest guys at some of the skill positions, period. If Mahomes, because he's going to have some growing pains, that's going to happen with any young quarterback. He's going to have some growing pains. But you got Kareem Hunt, who just came out of nowhere. You got Sammy Watkins. If he can just be something similar to what he was coming out of Clemson, just a glimpse of that. To add on with Kareem Hunt and then Tyreek Hill, come on, man. 1,183 yards. With that speed that they should be able to score points. But they, what I'm saying? But it's the rookie quarterback, not the second year, but and then they got the great, Kelsey there. One of the best tight ends in the league. Hell of a season, 1,038 yards, 8 touchdowns. They really missed him in the playoff game when he got hurt there against Tennessee. They're stout. They're stout on that side of the ball. They're stout. So they should be able to do something. Their problem, again, goes to defense. They've had all those pass rushes and all those guys. Houston don't really have it that much more. Hall, I think he's retired or whatever, or they cut him or whatever and whatnot. We're going to see what Reggie Ragland going to do. He can be, like I say, they got it shored up. I know they got rid of Johnson and Eric Berry. They don't even know if he's going to play yet and whatnot. So, but their defense ended up being their Achilles heel last year. And that's what hurt them down the stretch, and that's what hurt them against Tennessee. So, with them, 10-6, 9-7, almost similar to what they did last year. Similar to what they did last year. That's why I got them at. Denver Broncos, I'm just saying, I'm looking at possibly 8-8. I don't trust Casey Keenum. They don't have anybody really running the football. They got Devontae Booker. This is his third season. He has 911 yards altogether in getting ready to be in the first 2 seasons. They still got Demaryius Thomas, but he can't be effective. He's getting up in age. How effective can he be if you ain't got a quarterback on you? Like, again, Keenum has always basically been a backup quarterback. Caught lightning in a bottle last year for Minnesota. Got payday. Come over here. We'll see what happens. I don't see it happening. That's why I said 8-8 off the break. I say 8-8, possibly 7-9. But I see them around that. You gotta have a quarterback to win in this league. They strengthened their defense, but your defense can only be so strong, led by the great Von Miller. And they got Chubb from out of Carolina to go along with Miller. You know, they got some strength. I mean, this is their strength. And they lose Aqib Talib. They lose him. But they still got they got Harris. Still got Chris Harris. Got Chris Harris over there on that side over there. And they got what's the other cornerback? They got and he's questionable. That's Bradley Roby. But you got Chris Harris over there leading that way back there. So you, like I said, in the great Von Miller. So, and Brandon Marshall questionable as well. But that's kind of the depth chart on who they are. Their strength is their defense. Always kind of have been their defense when they had a quarterback, even with Peyton Manning there and whatnot. It's like if they don't have a quarterback, like I said, 8-8, man. I see them going back. If John Elway was putting bandages on this quarterback situation, and he got Peyton Manning, and I think he got complacent with Manning and looked up, and then all of a sudden Manning had those great years there, even greater than what he had from a statistics standpoint of view as a player to put up the amount of yards he put up in a 3 or 4 year run. Just ridiculous. And before you know it, bam, it was over. Manning's gone, and then you got Brock Osweiler and all these other guys was nothing. And they haven't done anything for that quarterback position since they won that Super Bowl. And I would have thought that Manning, even though Elway had Manning there and he knew Manning was at the edge of his career, he should have been looking for quarterbacks then, and he wasn't. And now this is where they at now. And they get Keenan because he's coming off their season. But like I said, when you have quarterbacks like that, they can have a renaissance, but it doesn't mean they're going to have a renaissance for a full 16 games. They'll have another renaissance that next year. I don't think he's that type of quarterback that can take him to that level where he can be that way. But we'll see, though. Okay? We're going to definitely see what ends up happening with that situation there with them guys. And to see what's going to happen with Denver. I don't really see much going on with them. Like I said, possibly 8-8. I'll give them 8-8. And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and give up my picks, starting with Buffalo and Baltimore. I see Baltimore getting that. I see Pittsburgh beating Cleveland. I see Cincinnati beating Indianapolis. I see Tennessee beating Miami. And I see Minnesota getting after San Francisco. New England going to beat Houston. It might be a good game, but I still see, New England still got Brady there unless something happens. New Orleans beating Tampa Bay. Jacksonville is going to get New York. That's my opinion. Chargers are going to come out the gate. They're going to beat Kansas City because they just have to. They know they got to start out fast. I know that's what their coach preached the whole time. Washington probably going to beat Arizona. I don't know what Arizona even got going on over there. Very little. I don't see it. I'm a homie. I'm a homer. You know what I'm going to pick? Dallas and Carolina. I'm taking Dallas, obviously. I'm taking Seattle over Denver. I'm taking Green Bay over Chicago. I'm taking Detroit over New York, and I'm taking I'm gonna take the Rams over Oakland. And of course, I already lost the one because I took Atlanta to beat Philly. If Atlanta could even get into if Atlanta, they had no business losing that game. If Atlanta could have just they can't score. They can't score. They gotta fix this problem. They can move the ball, but they can't score. And like I said, I already lost out. So those are my picks, y'all. And I'll get back with y'all later on in the week. Whatever news happened, those little fallouts or what happened with some of the games. Y'all enjoy your game. Get ready to hook up these burgers and do what I need to do around here. Y'all check me out Twitter. Definitely check me out here on the YouTube page. Got any comments? Let me know. We can debate. You got any questions? You got any ideas about a show that you want me to speak upon or a player that you want me to speak upon? We can do that as well. I'm always up for new ideas. I enjoy constructive criticism. You got that? Bring it to me. No problem here. You know what I'm saying? I only want to try to get better. I'm trying to get better. All right, guys, y'all have a good first week with this football. I'm ready for some football, and y'all enjoy the rest of your day. See y'all later on the week. All right, Otep.